Have you ever stopped mid-bite of an overpriced churro in the middle of a crowded theme park pavement and wondered why you aren't fighting off a literal army of ants? Think about it for a second. We are talking about places that host tens of millions of people every single year. These visitors are dropping soda, ice cream, popcorn, and sticky candy onto the ground every few seconds. In any normal backyard or city park, a single dropped jelly bean is like a glowing neon dinner invitation for every colony within half a mile. Yet, at the world's most famous American theme parks, the ants are mysteriously absent. It isn't because they don't exist in Florida or California. Trust me, those states are basically built on giant anthills. The real reason is a genius secret involving metabolic redirection and an infrastructure hack developed by a team of elite scientists and Imagineers. They aren't using heavy industrial toxins that would make the guests sick. They are using a behavioral modification trick that is so effective it makes the pests forget that humans exist. Today we are pulling back the curtain on the silent shield of the theme park industry and showing you how to apply this military-grade food source diversion to your own home for less than the cost of a park ticket. To understand why you never see ants in these parks, you first have to understand the plumbing of attraction. Most homeowners approach pest control like warfare. They wait for the ants to arrive, then they try to eliminate them with sprays. The theme park method is different. They view the park as a fluid dynamic system. They know that ants are essentially organic robots programmed by pheromone trails. If you can intercept the communication signal before the scout ant reaches the popcorn, you win. The secret involves a perimeter buffer zone that is physically integrated into the landscaping and drainage systems of the park. They don't want to stop the ants. They want to redirect them to a better party. Behind the manicured hedges and artificial rock work, there is a secondary food grid. Scientists discovered that if you provide a high-energy nutrient source that is 60% more attractive than a dropped soda, the ants will prioritize that source every single time. Throughout the external perimeters of the parks, far away from the guest walkways, the maintenance crews maintain pheromone feeding stations. These stations contain a synthesized honeydew that mimics the exact sugar-to-protein ratio that a queen ant craves. By training the colonies to forage away from the crowds, the parks create an invisible wall of choice. The ants aren't banned from the park. They simply don't care about your churro because the Imagineers have provided a gourmet buffet just over the fence. This secret is hidden in plain sight. If you look at the specific plants chosen for the park entrances, you'll notice they are often extra floral nectary species. These are plants that produce sugar water from their leaves and stems, not just their flowers. These plants act as natural distractions. The Imagineers are essentially payment engineering the ants to stay in the bushes. This ecological wall is far more effective than any chemical spray because it works with the natural instincts of the insect rather than fighting them, but it goes deeper than just free food. There is a physical barrier secret hidden in the design of the pavement itself. If you look closely at the expansion joints between the concrete slabs in these megaparks, you won't see dirt or ordinary caulk. They use a boron-infused polymer sealant. Boron is a natural mineral that is safe for humans but highly irritating to the sensitive tarsal claws of an ant. When an ant touches this infused sealant, it experiences a mild static-like discomfort. It doesn't harm the ant, it just annoys it. It's like walking on Legos for us. Because ants communicate through tactile feedback, the scouts go back to the colony and signal that the pavement area is unpleasant terrain. Within days, the colony brain marks the Main Street area as a dead zone for foraging. This is psychological warfare on a molecular level. The American pest control industry would never tell you to do this at home. Why? Because training ants to go elsewhere doesn't require monthly pesticide applications. If you fortify your perimeter with redirective feeding and mineral sealants, you don't need to call the guy in the truck ever again. The theme park monopoly has perfected this because they cannot afford a pest incident. One photo of an ant infestation on social media would damage the magic of the brand, so they invest in permanent prevention rather than temporary reaction. You can implement the Disney standard in your own backyard right now. The trick is distance management. Most people put their ant traps under the kitchen sink. This is insanity. You are inviting the ants into your kitchen to eat the bait. The secret theme park method is to place the attraction at the edge of your property line. Use a liquid ant buffer, contained in a station that is buried near the fence. By providing the best food source at the border, You stop the scouts before they ever smell your kitchen garbage. You are moving the conflict away from your living space. The Imagineers also use acoustic dampening. Recent studies in subsonic pest control have revealed that the constant low-frequency vibrations caused by theme park rides and underground machinery actually disrupt the tunneling patterns of many social insects. Ants rely on vibrational cues to navigate and detect the structural integrity of the ground. The theme parks are vibrating at a frequency that signals unstable ground to the colonies. It is infrasonic deterrence. While you might not be able to install a roller coaster in your backyard, you can use the principles of mechanical vibration to protect your foundation. A simple solar-powered soil vibrator mimics this effect for $10, protecting your garden from invasive mounds. Why is this hidden from visitors? Because the magic of the park depends on the illusion of a sterile wonderland. If people realized the massive amount of biological engineering going on beneath the surface, it would break the spell. They want you to think the environment is naturally perfect. In reality, it is a highly controlled biozone. It is the most advanced form of integrated pest management on the planet. Let's talk about the water. You'll notice that theme park moats and waterways are almost always motion-rich and chemically balanced. They use automated skimmers and surface tension agitators to prevent the formation of stagnant layers. Ants require a surface film to drink safely. By disrupting the surface tension of the water features, the parks make it impossible for scouts to hydrate. It is a resource denial strategy that is standard in modern infrastructure. At home, you can do the same thing by ensuring your gutters and drainage spouts have maximum flow velocity. Stagnant water is a pest magnet. Turbulent water is a pest deterrent. The American plumber and pest technician often work together to maintain the status quo of reactionary repairs, but the theme park model is proactive maintenance. They seal the conduits. They coat the pipes with slick liners that insects can't climb. They treat the soil with inorganic sand that is abrasive to chitinous shells. This abrasive barrier is the secret weapon against fire ants. If you mix coarse silica sand into your flower beds, you are creating a tactile nightmare for nesting colonies. They will move to the neighbor's yard because your soil is too sharp for their soft larvae. One of the most fascinating parts of this secret is the scent masking. The parks are famously known for pumping out the scent of baked cookies or vanilla to enhance the guest experience. But those scent cannons serve a secondary purpose. Highly aromatic synthetic scents overwhelm the ant's chemosensory abilities. It is pheromone camouflage. If an ant cannot track its own trail because the air smells like artificial gingerbread, it becomes confused and retreats. You can use this at home by essential oil diffusing near your entry points. It isn't just about making the house smell good. It is about drowning out the chemical breadcrumbs that insects use to map your kitchen. 45 years of theme park data from Central Florida proves that biological diversion is infinitely more sustainable than chemical erasure. The colonies in the Everglades are massive, but they stay in the Everglades because the parks pay the biotax through external feeding. It is a negotiated peace. This secret negotiation is the smart way to live in the modern world. We are part of the ecosystem, and the Imagineers have figured out how to be the boss of that ecosystem without destroying it. Imagine the savings for a commercial entity of that scale. If they relied on traditional spraying, they would spend millions of dollars a month on labor and VPC chemicals. By designing the ants out of the system via landscaping and mineral barriers, they save 80% of those maintenance costs. This is operational excellence that every homeowner should emulate. You aren't buying a product, you are applying a philosophy. The standard American approach is fear-based. We see an ant, we fear an infestation, and we overcompensate with toxic bubbles. The Disney approach is residue-based. It is subtle, quiet, and completely benign to the environment. It focuses on long-term territory management. By thinking like an Imagineer, you stop being a victim of seasonal pest waves and become the director of your personal biodome. Why won't your local pest company do this? Because it doesn't scale for quick profits. It requires understanding the specific layout of the property. It requires patience. Most customers want a quick kill. They want to see dead ants today. But at Disney, they don't care about seeing dead ants. They care about not seeing any ants total. Zero sightings is the metric of success. This shift from active elimination to passive prevention is the genius that visitors never notice but constantly enjoy. Consider the trash cans. Have you ever noticed the triple door protection on theme park receptacles? They aren't just heavy-duty to prevent bear access in some parks or raccoon entry. They are designed with deep inner liners and odor lock flaps. The waste is vacuum removed in many advanced sections through pneumatic tubes. By removing the smell of rotting food from the environment instantly, you remove the beacon. In your own home, upgrading to a sealed gasket trash can is a Disney-level hack that eliminates the root cause of 80% of kitchen pests. The Imagineers also manipulate the lighting. Over 45 years, they learned that certain wavelengths of yellow light are less visible to nocturnal scouts. By using warm-spectrum LEDs in their landscape lighting, they avoid attracting the winged reproductive ants during swarming season. Traditional blue-spectrum lights are like beacons in the night. If you change your outdoor bulbs to warm yellows, you reduce your visibility to the insect world by 70% overnight. Every detail in these parks is a layer of defense. The slick surface of the trash cans makes it hard for ants to climb. The cinnamon-based cleaners used on tables are a scent repellent. The bird population in the park is managed to ensure natural predators are always present to snack on foraging insects. It is a perfectly tuned symphony of control. And while American Disney visitor is looking up at the fireworks, the real show is happening beneath their feet. The seamless success of a world without ants. You no longer have to accept the ant trail in your bathroom as a fact of life. You have the Imagineer's toolkit. Redirect the feeding. Mineralize the perimeter. Vibrate the foundation. Seal the conduits. Mask the pheromones. Manage the lighting. It is a comprehensive blueprint for sanctuary maintenance. It works in the middle of a swamp in Orlando, and it will work in your suburb. The pest control monopoly is terrified of homeowner education. They want you to remain in the age of the spray. But we are entering the age of systems. The 45-year secret is that you don't need more poisons. You need better design. You need to engineer the pests out of your reality. It is empowerment through engineering. It is magic through mineral science. Go to your hardware store today. Don't look at the chemical aisle. Go to the minerals section. Go to the sealant section. Buy the copper mesh for your gaps. Buy the silica sand for your soil. Order the external feeding stations. Rebuild your landscape to be hostile to insects and beautiful to humans. This is how we win the long game. This is how you create a theme park environment in your own backyard. Watch the results over the next 3 months. You will see fewer ants. You will see fewer spiders. You will experience a cleaner, healthy, and more peaceful home. You will possess the genius secret that millions walk over every day without ever knowing. The magic isn't in the wand. The magic is in the maintenance. As you breathe in the fresh air of your repellent-dusted perimeter, smile knowing that you are using the same technology that protects the world's most famous mouse. You have bypassed the middleman. You have hardened your domain. You have solved the ant problem forever. No more sprays. No more mounds. No more worry. The Disney way is now your way. Welcome to your personal kingdom. The gates are locked to pests, and the key was sovereign knowledge all along. Savor the silence of the insects. Celebrate the stability of your kitchen. Share the secret with your neighbors, or keep it as your own private magic. Whatever you choose, know that the American home can be just as pristine as Main Street, USA. All it takes is a little bit of physics and the courage to ignore the chemical salesman. The secret is yours. The fortress is built. The ants have moved on to a faraway buffet. Mission accomplished. Magic maintained. Pipes protected. Perimeter pure. The end of the ant era has arrived at your doorstep. Step inside and enjoy the view.